Are we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it. Pow!
What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck?
What's wrong with me? It's time for WTF.
What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
Okay, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fucking ears? What the fuck nicks? Tennessee. I'm going to be in Tennessee. It's Marc Maron. This is WTF. Thank you for listening. I'm a little disjointed, but I will be in Nashville at Zany's this weekend, the Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st for 4 shows. If you're in the area, come down. Looking forward to coming back to Tennessee, but I will be there. And also Tuesday night, this Tuesday night, the 17th, if you're in the Los Angeles area, and this is just between us because it's supposed to be it's sort of an under-the-radar gig, my preference. I'm going to be at the Steve Allen Theater at the Tripany House, 8 o'clock p.m. show. I think there's still some tickets for that left. I will be doing what I do, trying to generate some material. I used to do this at the UCB Theater sometimes. You know, sometimes when I'm on the road, it's hard for me to to do the new stuff as to force myself into it, because that's just my process. My process is not the process I would recommend for any other comedian. I don't know how many people utilize my process, but it's taxing, and I'll get into that in a minute. But if you want to come see me go through that, the power floundering, the wrestling with self, the fighting against old material and trying to engage in newer ideas, that this show would be for you. I think it's a reasonably priced show. I think it's $10. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the time. It's going to be not a low expectation show, but I'm going to try to get some work done. If you'd like to witness that event of Maron, me. Did I just talk about myself in the third person? I don't like when people do that, and I just did it. But Maron does that sometimes. Fiona Apple is on the show today. Lovely conversation. I think you will enjoy. I was certainly surprised by it. I was fortunate enough to the timing of it. It was just one of those interviews that unfolded like that. Her new album has a tremendously long title, and it's a great fucking record. The idler wheel is wiser than the driver of the screw, and whipping cords will serve you more than ropes will ever do. That's a hell of an album title. I'll be talking to Fiona Apple in just a minute, but I would like to reflect for those of you who are still with me and not fast forwarding to Fiona Apple. I want to reflect on me. Surprise. But the Fiona Apple conversation got me thinking about some things, and it all sort of comes together in the conversation we had with her, that I had with her, and also like I just went to a wedding that it was an event that from the invitation I didn't know how fancy the event was going to be. It's never, some people are not very clear with their invitations, but this was a buddy of mine, a manager, good guy. I've known him for 20 years. I never thought. Yeah, it's probably, it might even be more, 92, 2002. Yeah, probably 20 years and change. And just the fact of that, I don't know how old you are or where you are in your life, but the fact that I've known people for 20 years, that I've been in this community for 25 years, that this has been my home, the world of comedy, the world of show business, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it is where I live. These are the people that I've been around for years, but I don't see everybody all the time, and you know that from me talking to people on this show. But I went to this wedding, and it turned out to be a real deal. He had eloped with a woman, and they went out and got married, but they wanted to have a ceremony here in town, and I got there, and a lot of people I've known for 20 years were there. And I got to be honest about myself here. There were times in my life where I don't know how you are with high school reunions, but I could not go to my high school reunion until I at least had done Letterman. I couldn't do it. That weird pride and shame of going to a reunion of any kind, and this could even be a party for fuck's sake, where I don't feel like I've made the grade. I don't feel like I've got enough to share. Yeah, I never wanted to be the guy who shows up at the reunion. People are like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "A comedian." And then they go, "Really? I'd never seen you. You're always funny, but I'd never seen you." And that still happens because as you know, I'm not a huge a comic in the world of everybody. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just trying to be objective. But, there was a time where I would, be uncomfortable at this party because everybody was there. People from this show, Patton was there and Posehn was there and Todd Glass and Sarah Silverman and Shanley was there. It was a big thing. A lot of people from the other side of the industry were there. More comics. I'm not paying short shrift. But But it was just, I'm at some weird age where whatever my anxieties were, and certainly I'm still a proud guy, certainly I'm still a petty guy. Obviously I have my problems. I think some are more manageable than others. But there was a time where I would have went to that party and thought that all that it indicated was that I was not as successful as these other people. Now, I'm not saying that is not a truism, but it was not. It didn't even cross my mind. I was just so thrilled to be there for my buddy who was getting married. They did a ceremony. He married a Korean woman, and they had Korean food, and they did a Korean ceremony in traditional outfits. This is a Jewish guy, and I thought for that crowd, I'll tell you, that took some real nachas, some real chutzpah to don the traditional Korean garb and do the wedding ceremony, and then he added the stepping on the glass thing after. It was lovely. And, Todd Glass emceed, and there was like 300 people there. But I actually felt great to be there for him to, for him to be, have all his friends around him. And maybe I'm getting a little selfless. I'm becoming a little more human. It was wonderful to see people I hadn't seen in 10 years or see people that, we don't really always talk all the time, but just to feel like it was part of a community. And I wasn't sitting there going like, I know what this is about. This is about I'm not at this level. I'm not this guy. I'm not that guy. But it was just, it was a bunch of people that have worked together for years and have been friends for years, showing up for somebody else and having a nice time. And I know that I shouldn't congratulate myself on that there was no pettiness and there was no ugliness inside of me, that I felt good that I was there in present and having a good time at my buddy sing. That's the kind of fucking person I am, that I have to sit here and tell you that I have to pat myself on the back for doing something that regular people who are wired with the appropriate emotional structure, give or take a couple of connections, don't even think twice about. I got to congratulate myself for not being a douchebag or being petty or making it about me when I go to someone else's wedding. That's fucking ridiculous, but it's true. It's true. And the weird thing about age is that it'll just humble you. It will level you. There are things that you are freaking out about now that will be so fucking just nonsense. Just nonsense. It's a relief. It's a relief on some level that as you get older, you forget shit and things lose their importance. They lose the power of heartbreak that they had over you. They lose the power of you using it as a bat to beat the shit out of yourself. But I also realize this is about my process. Getting back to the Trippany House show on Tuesday, I don't know why I work the way I do. And believe me, I beat myself up about it all the time. What I do is I write some fucking random ideas, some random thoughts on a piece of paper. I have some things I want to talk about. I don't write jokes. I'm not writing what I'm saying right now, which, sometimes they're better than others, but this is all happening in the moment. And I take them up on stage, and if I have the courage to overcome the fear of knowing that I don't know where the fuck it's going, I will chase those thoughts down until something funny happens. And I do it in front of people. I corner myself in front of a room full of people with, small to large expectations of who I am as a performer. And I get out there on the ice, and I do that. I've done that all my life. I'm surrounded by random pieces of paper. And I can't tell you, as long as I've lived, and I'm sitting there holding a napkin, a matchbook, a Post-it note, a piece of paper that I wrote on the back of, the do not disturb sign that's blank on the other side. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into coffee shops and taken and looked through the stack of flyers for one with a blank back on it. And I've got a fucking iPhone I can write notes on. This is not my process. On some level, I think like, what are you, an idiot? Why don't you just go write this shit out? Why don't you type it? Why don't you put it down? Why don't you structure it? I don't know why. Well, then I say, well, that's why you're not a bigger comedian. That's why, you leave things untagged for years. Man, I don't know why that is. But you know what? I accept it now. I don't suggest this to anybody. I don't suggest my process, but clearly I have to be in a state of panic and cornering myself on stage in order to generate new ideas, and they happen in the moment. And then can you capture that moment? Maybe you should record it. That's a good idea. Why is it that before I go on stage, when I have plenty of equipment to record things, but every time I do something amazing, I got to be wandering around going, did you get that on tape? Was someone videotaping this? Because I need it. I'm the only comic in the world when everyone else is saying, it pisses me off that people record shit on their phones because then they put up half-baked bits that I'm working on up on the internet and it ruins it. I'm the comic after the show running around going, did somebody get that? Because I need it. Could you forward that to me off of your phone? And, fortunately, again, this is where it's not a liability not to be a huge celebrity. No one's really doing that. And I have a pretty polite audience. And I'm not, you're all very polite, actually. The wait staff, they love my audience. I do want to congratulate you on that. You behave like grown-ups and you're nice people. And I appreciate that. And I'm not asking you to record my sets. Don't misunderstand me. But usually, sometimes the club will do it or whatever. But I'm the only guy that I know that's like, I hope somebody caught that because I want to remember it. But that's my process, and I have to accept that. And as I get older, it's easier to accept things. Look, I'm a raw nerve. I'm not for everybody. I'm a vulnerable lunatic at times. I'm a little happier than I was, but each day is a new journey, into the abyss of me and out of the abyss of me. And sometimes I just walk along the edge and appreciate the canyon, appreciate the view, and say, hey, maybe, someday I could build a bridge over this and we could really look down into the pit. Yeah, but that's a lot of work. I mean, that's the other thing about going to that wedding. I'm very proud about what I'm doing here, and I'm pretty comfortable in my skin, and I feel like my creativity and who I am is out there, and the way I want it to be out there, and that makes a big difference in how you approach situations. If you're not approaching the situation going, I haven't done shit, but I do fly by the seat of my pants. I don't know if you know that. It's happening now. You're listening to it. But this is the sad part. I think that if you're one of those people that doesn't prepare and you wing it and you improvise your life, give or take, you're protecting yourself against, from something. If I don't prepare and it works, I'm a fucking genius. I pulled it off. If I don't prepare and it doesn't work, then I didn't prepare. Why didn't that work? I should have prepared more. So you find some balance in there and you accept it. I accept that people are going to say shitty things about me on the internet or wherever. But you know what? That's not my problem. That's their problem. Part of the problem with me is that my craft requires a vulnerability that is somewhat dangerous, and that's just the way it's going to go. And at some point, my anger will drive me, but at some point it's like, well, this is it. This is who I am. I've got to live with it. I'm putting it out there in the world, and that's a tall order, and it's taken me a long time to do it. But self-acceptance will come if you let it. Someone on Twitter just said, you should interview Fiona Apple. And I thought, I remember her. We used to kind of talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And they're like, she's got a new record coming out. I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. I didn't say all this in my head. I said it. I just saw the text. I didn't respond to it. And then I texted you.
But now, that's nice that you said that, though. I'm glad that I asked, because then now this person knows that their voice matters.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I should tell her, because you do have
now it sounds like you know this person.
I don't know this person at all.
Is it her?
I think it's a her, yeah.
You think everything's a her. You think that the cat's a her.
I tend to, yeah, and I'm usually wrong. I know you're a her. Right? We know that.
Really? Thank you for saying that, because you... No, seriously.
What? What?
It actually means something to me to be called a her, because I have this thing where I've been called by boyfriends that I'm not even a girl, I'm a creature.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
that's come out more than once, is creature, that I'm a creature.
And how does that happen? What
I don't know why
this
is a problem.
Just in the middle of conversation, or are you acting?
No, at some point. I don't know. I can't even remember the exact moments when it was said.
Is it shortly before they leave? Or
No, it's in a loving way, but I always take it in a way of like, you mean I'm like
a monster?
Kind of weird creature that you're just kind of strangely attracted to? I mean, or am I a girl? So
you transcend gender and species into just a general creature.
I guess.
You remember the last time I think we texted was over the bug, over that bug.
Oh, the potato bug.
The potato bug, the Jerusalem cricket.
I have another bigger one now.
You got another potato bug?
Yeah, my brother gave it to me.
He
saved it for me because he knows.
He brought it in alive?
No, his dad. He found it.
They are so nasty.
And it was
that's a creature.
It was the best moment ever. I felt so loved by him.
When he brought you a potato bug? Big dead potato bug?
Yeah.
You never see those things, and whenever you do, it's like, holy fuck, where did that come from?
Yeah.
They're very disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they are.
And they do have that look about them with the personality the same as naked mole rats, where you can see that they don't know people. They don't. Yeah. I'm not to be seen.
We're not surface things.
Yeah.
We're underneath things.
Yeah.
So when did you finish this record?
Oh, I finished this record almost like 2 years ago.
But like, how long did you work on it?
I'm really, really bad with time. I think that it happened over the course of like maybe, I don't even know if it was a year or 2 years, or somebody might be like, no, it was 7 months. No, it was 4 years.
How do you not see time go by? What are you doing out there? Where you live, Venice?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing up there in the house in Venice? Just hanging around?
I don't know what I do. I mean, I do know what I do.
This is how I picture it. Like, I picture you get up, and if there's no one in the house, you're talking anyways.
Yes. There's never anyone in the house. You're right.
And you're talking out loud to things. And then, like, you start to eat something and you don't eat it.
I make a shake.
Oh, okay. What's that involve? Because I ate one today, and it was too much. Kale?
No, I used to do my own juicing for a while.
That's a mess.
I had the one that did the slow grinding thing, so that you had to like take it apart after everything.
Right, yeah.
But it wasn't that bad though. But when you're in the thing, when you have nothing else going on in your life, it's okay.
Yeah, take the time to juice. Take an hour. Juicing hour and a half.
Or if you're okay with leaving it, which I'm not.
Yeah. Because then bugs come.
I want them to have a machine that just does like ginger shots. Or something like that. That would
ginger
be good.
shots would be good.
Ginger or garlic. Like that's all you'd really need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I'd buy the
to
juice
survive.
and then just make the ginger and fresh garlic. Yeah.
Just a ginger garlic shot. That's all you need. What do you think that does for you? Is it a heart thing? Because I had ginger in mine today. I felt really proud of myself, and it felt like it was doing something.
Those two things.
Yeah.
Are I don't know. Those are like the two of the
good
most potent things. That and turmeric, right?
Turmeric. Does that do anything? I was taking that for a while. I don't know, man.
You can't feel it when it's that stuff. It has to be like a lifestyle that you have it in your system, that it works with you all the time.
So what's in the juice now? What are you juicing? What are you doing? What's the drink?
I like this company, Garden of Life.
Yeah.
They seem to do everything right.
Yeah. I mean, ideologically, they're on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, well, the guy who started, I can't remember his name, but he wrote a book because he had Crohn's disease, and he was like near death.
Yeah.
He wrote a book, which I know this because one time I went to I did a cleanse and then a colonic, and I asked the colonic lady, what are some good books about, like, that explain your system to you? Because I was like, this is a person to ask about, because she had books for sale. She's like, this one, Patient Heal Thyself.
Right.
So it sounds like, it sounds like it's religious, and he does talk about, like, if you ignore that, it's cool. This guy taught himself, stuff, and the company is, everything is responsibly done, and it's vegan, and gluten free.
You're vegan and gluten free?
I'm allergic to gluten. Yeah.
Sure. And you're allergic to meat?
I'm not allergic to meat.
Just a principle thing?
I've been eating fish lately.
Oh yeah?
Occasionally, but actually not so much.
The colonic thing, not too often, right?
Oh no, just that. I think I've done it twice.
Not a good experience, is it? Come on, man. I mean, a colonic, it's like that, something you do once and you realize, like, oh my God, did I just pay for that? Does it make me a better person? Did it accomplish anything?
I think it really has to do with who's doing it.
Sure.
Because this lady she rubs your feet and tells jokes all the time, and it's ridiculous.
While she's doing the colonic. So you're sitting there with something in you.
But she's just talking.
Right.
She's just telling you these stories, and it's like
What drove you to a colonic, Fiona?
What was it?
Did you feel filthy inside?
No, no. You know what? I had a boyfriend at the time who needed to do it, so I did it with him out of solidarity.
He needed to.
Except I didn't do the fast.
So you guys went and had like couples colonics?
Yeah, I mean, well, also I had a woman living in my guest house at the time. That's like, I feel like everybody's talking about fucking colonics now.
Really? I haven't heard I've not talked about it with anybody, maybe once.
I haven't talked about it with anybody because it's not like a thing that I do. But,
right.
But at the time, also, my friend who was living in my guest house, she was really into that shit. She was.
I don't think it's healthy for some reason.
Yeah, it could be like, it's like, you wouldn't want to do it. It's sort of like douching. Like, you don't want to
disrupt
everything out.
Right.
Because
yeah. All right, so let's get back to your day.
How does this happen with you? How do we end up? These subjects are not what
No.
I would picture us talking about.
Really? What did you picture us talking about?
I didn't, because that's why I'm glad that that this just came about last night.
Well, I just don't, I know people that know you. You know, I'm very impressed with your amazing talent. I'm happy you have a record coming out. You're one of those people that I don't know, but I tend to worry about.
Really?
Yeah. Just sort of
people
like,
worry about me.
do they? Is that something you hear a lot?
Yes.
Well, no, it's just because I know that you're a very creative person, and sometimes that causes turmoil.
Well, yeah, it does. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I go through hellish pain, but so do you. But that's don't worry about it.
Well, no, I mean, I go through it myself, but I worry about myself. But there's like, when I heard you had a record coming out, but I'm not checking the updates every day. I'm not doing the Fiona Apple updates every day. But when I heard you had a record coming out, I'm like, oh, that's fucking good. There's a record coming out, and you're happy with it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved it when I was done with it
2 years ago.
2 years ago. But wait, but you're being really nice well, I don't know what you're being about it, but we know each other a little bit through texting because I contacted you.
You emailed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said you like my show, and
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, Fiona Apple likes my show.
But we're just right now making it seem like I just made it seem like you look me up on the internet when it's me that actually contacted you.
You contacted me, and I remember seeing the email, and I'm like, what? Fiona Apple likes my show. What do I even do with that? How do I construct an email back to Fiona Apple? Oh, okay, cool.
I know, I never think about that, but I always think it's like actually the same boyfriend that inspired the colonic, he also said something to me once that actually made me fall in love with him on the spot, sort of. That he was saying that, the thing about like not, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Forget that, but if you have something nice to say it.
Yeah.
If everybody said all the nice things that they had to say, then wouldn't it be a better place? And got me there. Yeah.
Are you still with this guy?
Oh, no. But I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
But
The one I
there.
know? Oh, no, it's not Jonathan.
Oh, right. You know Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
But that's why, because I listened to the interview.
The Jonathan Ames.
And then also my brother had been listening to it, and I'd pass by and hear your voice.
And you're like that guy, and then you started listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this turmoil. So for 2 years, this record has been done.
You just brought that up as though I had brought it up.
Yeah.
So this turmoil that you mentioned.
Well, no, I mean, I just like, because I want to
I'm
know.
so on guard.
I think you're a hyper creative person. So now that I know that this record's been done for 2 years, what have you been doing? So you go to Largo sometimes, and you play with Benmont, right? Mm-hmm. And that crew. What do they call themselves? Is there a name for them?
Watkins Family Hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah,
I'm in that. I'm in that band. I'm part of that band.
And Largo's like this, because I don't hang around there much, but you've been hanging around since it was at the old Largo. I mean, it's been part of that. So that's John Bryan and you, and is Amy Mann part of this organization?
Well, yeah, I mean, she has been. She's definitely a big part of Largo, but although I haven't seen her in a long time.
But who are the guys
we
you
might
play
call
with?
Well, I'd play at Watkins Family Hour, so it'd be like Sean Watkins, Sarah Watkins, Ben Mont, Sebastian Steinberg, who's going on the road with me now on bass, and he's on the record playing upright. This is like the last night at Largo, at the old Largo.
Yeah.
I wrote a song
Yeah.
for Largo, which I think it's either an extra on the record. It should be like hidden someplace, or it'll be someplace. Mm-hmm. But I wrote a song for Largo, and Paul F. Tompkins had to notice that I didn't say his name in the song, even though I said I said a bunch of names in the song.
How did Paul take that? Is he not talking to you now?
I always feel like he hates me.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I don't think it's an uncommon feeling.
I think that I feel like, yeah.
Why
But I didn't used to feel like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do we need Paul Tompkins' approval? Why is that?
Because he's very bright and good, and you want and you like him.
Yeah.
Maybe I just started being more paranoid or something.
Are you? Do you get more? You're more paranoid?
Although,
Yeah.
I was listening to Todd Glass show,
Yeah.
and Todd Glass said that he heard that I listened to his show, and Paul F. Tompkins was on the show, and he said, "I bet she doesn't listen to my show," and I was like, "Fuck you! I've heard your show."
Yeah. So you're engaged in all the podcasts in a very personal way.
It's really now. This is just
You're just gonna cause trouble.
Every world is crossed over.
So can I ask you some? I'm gonna ask you questions. You grew up in New York City,
Yes.
like your whole life in the city.
Yeah. We lived on 125th Street, and then Columbia University burned down my building.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know they
never-
burned down your building? What do you mean? How does that happen? How does a college burn down a building?
There's a book written about it called We Are Talking About Homes. I can't believe I'm saying this right. Let me just say the most. Let me get my mom kicked out of the building.
Is she still in the building?
Yes, because there was a court case.
Oh.
They didn't burn down the whole building. What happened was that this old lady set fire to the building because she had newspapers on the radiator.
Yeah.
And so when they evacuated the building for a few weeks, they hired two guys to come in and finish the job so that nobody could move back in so that they could turn it into dorms.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what was happening. I think my dad came out here. He was out here because he was auditioning for television shows, and my mom had left with me and my sister, but our dog and our cats were still at the apartment when the building burned down. I just remember we were living on 162nd Street at this point.
Yeah.
In a house, in an apartment where when we moved in, there was actually, and I think we moved into the apartment of like the daughter of my mom's best friend, and her apartment, the way that she had it, first of all, there was fucking roaches everywhere, and it got to a point where like I would see a roach on my leg and I wouldn't freak out. Like I would, if I would put down my
They
it was
live
like,
here too.
it was not a big deal.
Oh.
I think about that now, and I'm like, but also there was a Kermit frog crucified.
Yeah.
Legs crossed on the wall. It said "fuck Jesus."
Really? Mm-hmm. And this was in your apartment?
This was there when we got there. Yeah.
Wow, that's creative.
And there was a very colorful place to live actually too, because we also had these robberies that kept on happening, and there was this golden bracelet that I had been left by somebody, and I don't even know who, and I would try it on every day, but it was so big.
Right.
I guess I was like 7 at this point.
Yeah.
And I tried on every day, and it's still too big, and I'd wait for the day, and then we got robbed and it got stolen. And it turned out that the people who stole us, they kept on coming back and stealing from us.
Would you leave the door open?
No, it was a mystery. We
Yeah.
found out. We didn't realize it, that behind the refrigerator that was there when we got there was this door.
No.
And there was the thieves were a really fat guy and a really skinny guy.
Yeah.
And so the fat guy would boom the door open and push the refrigerator, and the skinny guy would slip through.
And just take your shit.
Like cartoon character robbers came in and stole my golden bracelet.
They're wearing little masks.
I know, that's how I pictured them.
Burglar masks.
And they're like tiptoeing and they're French or something.
Yeah. With the berets.
Yes.
And they did it more than once. They just kept taking your shit. How'd you figure out what was going on?
I don't remember. I don't know. I guess I know this because my mom told me about it after a while, like being, laughing about it.
I love the crucified Kermit though. That's a good memory.
I know.
I want a crucified Kermit now.
The crossed legs is really.
Well, I mean, you're 7 years old,
cute.
and you get to an apartment. There's a crucified Muppet that says "fuck Jesus." I mean, that's got to have an impact. I mean, you remembered it.
And I met Kermit, and my dad used to be on Sesame Street.
He did as a regular or occasionally.
Regular when it was still in black and white in Buddy and Jim skits. He was Buddy and Jim with Jim Catucci, and they did these skits in black and white, and they're really cute. He was on Sesame Street
With Morgan Freeman? Or was that Electric Company? Oh,
yeah.
damn. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who was on Sesame Street.
Well, you don't know. I mean, it's not really.
But that must have been, he was on like...
Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon was on.
I know, I don't even remember all the... And, Big Bird, Snuffleupagus.
Sure, Oscar
the Grouch.
Yeah. So your dad was on like the original Sesame Street.
The original.
And that was... He's so...
Black and white.
And was he a stage actor?
Yes, he was a stage actor. He was from Tennessee, and he went to New York or something on an opera scholarship or something. And then he was in like Broadway shows, which is where he met my mom, was a dancer.
So when he was on Sesame Street, did kids at school like your dad?
I was not born at that time. I'm from the second family. I'm the last of 7 children.
Really?
Yes. So all these stories are before my time. They are just my heritage that I've.
This is what you've accumulated from people telling you but you remember
No, these are facts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was this whole other family. Your father was married before your mother.
Yes.
And he had 6 kids.
5 kids.
5 kids. And your brother, who I just met, is he one of them?
Yes.
So you're the only.
But we've all been. But their mother has always been very inviting to us. So the kids were very.
How many are there with your mother?
Just 2. Just me and my sister Maud, who's also a singer.
Oh, do you guys compete?
No.
No. Everything's cool.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're completely, different.
What did you, when you were younger, how old is she? Younger than you?
She's older than me, 2.5 years.
All right, so you guys, so your mom has you 2 and your dad has an ex-wife with 5.
Right. I still have family in Tennessee.
I was just in Tennessee.
We're from Carthage, Tennessee.
So you have like Southern in you.
Yeah, apparently we're this thing which I always mean to do research on, but never do. And I always mean to understand what the fuck my father is talking about when I ask him, how do you know that we're Melungeon? But there's this thing called Melungeon that apparently we're at because he did this genealogy thing.
Melungeon?
Melungeon, as it like goes to melange because it has to do with, I'm not even going to try to get into it. It's just like.
Sounds mysterious.
It's because in the back, in the Appalachian Mountains, I guess. God, I'm talking out of my ass right now.
It's all right.
I don't like talking out of my ass. I think I'm.
You're just doing speculative history. I'm a big fan of that.
Well, I think that it's whatever happened. Like slave ships would, crash or there'd be mutiny or whatever, and then the back mountain Tennessee people and the Indians and the people from the slave ships would all live in these in these communities,
right? I think they're called autonomous. I don't know what they're sort of hill people.
Let's hide from the people who are going to.
And then eventually they all
make
start
our own little place,
being with each other,
right?
And then you get this Melungeon,
right?
I like that.
I like it too.
It's exotic and American and cool.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and it comes from, and I like the idea of like people not only getting along, but just being like, yeah, let's fucking make our world up here.
Right, it's a collective.
They won't come up here.
Right, they're hill people.
Fuck that. We don't have to wait a second, guys. We can leave that world.
Yeah, and they built a whole world up there. Are they still up there? You don't know?
No one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not up there.
Yeah. So when did you start the singing business?
The singing business started happening.
Like when did you first know you had this like kick-ass voice?
Thank you. I wasn't a singer. I would write things on the piano. I'm the only woman in my family who's not a dancer, first of all, which sucks. And but I'm also the only person that wasn't a singer that didn't take singing lessons. And when I wrote the songs that were on my demo and I brought them to Andy Slater, I was expecting that I was going to be like, somebody who they would give my songs to other people to sing.
Right.
The first thing he said was, "Well, first of all, you have a beautiful voice," and I'll remember that forever because I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Like,
you were surprised?
Wow.
You mean no one in your family had said like, holy shit?
It was more concentrated on like what I would write on the piano.
Right.
You know?
So you weren't in your house like belting it out like you do? You were just sort of
No.
And who are these Who are these dancers? What do you mean everyone's a dancer?
My sister, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother.
Professional dancers?
Yeah.
Like ballet? Modern
showgirls. No, not showgirls like straight not like that, which would be fine also. I mean, well, that's
Broadway
another thing
shows.
about my growing up. A lot of it was following my father on the road when he was doing the burlesque show with Sherry Britton, who was one of the first burlesque stars. So it was me and my sister, like, every night the strippers taking us to get M&Ms from the
machine.
Yeah, and I'm sure my dad had every single one of them.
So like what was your dad's role in the burlesque show?
He was like the vaudeville guy, man on the street, and
the barker?
Well, no, he was kind of like he did like a little mime act with Sherry. He's got a website, brandonmagart.com.
So he was the comedic guy in the burlesque.
Yeah.
So you're hanging around backstage watching.
It was a great burlesque show too. There was like these
Pasties
girls. I remember,
and the whole bit?
Pasties, and like they had this thing where they would sing "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles," and they had these nighties, these blue nighties. My sister and I would do like these little plays, and we'd dress up in the way that the strippers dressed up because we didn't like. We thought it was like was these pretty like long trains in the back, and then underwear, and then like a hat.
Yeah.
But like but I remember they had this one number, "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air," and they had these big blue balloons in front of them, and they had these short little blue see-through nighties, and at the end they let the balloons go, and the balloons carried away their nighties, and they were just there in their G-strings and their pasties. Look at your face lighting up.
Well, I'm picturing like
I know you're picturing,
but it's conflicted because I'm picturing the actual burlesque and I'm picturing two little girls doing that. So there's there's something cute and there's something slightly
We didn't feel like there was, but it wasn't. There wasn't anything.
No, you
offensive about it.
Right? Of course not.
They were singing pretty songs,
fun.
and they were naked, and we knew that was fun, and it was it was raucous. Jolly sex fun time burlesque.
It wasn't sordid.
Like, no, it wasn't. Yeah. These were not unhappy people. These were people.
They were show people
having fun.
So from early on, you were sort of like drawn towards show business. I mean, you were in it. It must have been very compelling. Like, did you know, like, I'm gonna live in this world?
No. You know what? I like this about myself. Actually, I think back when I was a kid, I never worried about what I was gonna do.
Yeah. You mean you never thought about it, or you always knew?
No, I never thought about it. I never thought to worry about it. Like, I never thought to worry about not doing well in school. I understood everything that, I understood that I should do what I was supposed to do, and I understood why and everything. Yeah. But I just wasn't worried. Like, I can remember the only thought that I remember having about, there were two thoughts that I remember having. Once I wanted to be, later on, like I took a self-defense course and I decided I wanted to teach self-defense classes.
This was after your record or before?
This was when I was like 14 or 15.
I was like after you do a hit record, it's like, I think I'm going to get into the self-defense racket. Not really cut out for the singing thing.
Yeah, or I'm going to do this first and then I'll go back to the singing. It'll help.
Yeah. So you took a karate course, or you didn't?
No, I took a course called model mugging, and I went there when I was a kid. When I was after my what did I do? I came out here.
Yeah.
I was having my little rough time. I'd been attacked. Blah blah blah.
What?
I'd been attacked, and shit.
You were?
Yes. We won't. Everybody knows.
Why am I the guy who doesn't know anything? How would this be when you were younger? Before when? Yeah,
when I was like 13, I got fucked with in my building by a stranger, and so then I came out here. I went through this whole time. My mom was telling me like you should take a self-defense class and everything, and I just couldn't. But I was going crazy because I couldn't like come home without having a panic attack.
Right.
And so I came out here for a year of school. So then finally I did take the self-defense class. So I and the lady, Lane something, who taught the class, which was like 5 hours a day for 5 weeks. I would go out on the train to someplace in Rochester, New York or something like that. And I just, we like would learn how to fight all day and with all these women and stuff, and it was like just, it felt great.
It's kind of raw, isn't it? When you're
and
in a
I
room
felt like
full
I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do this. Like there was this woman, I can't remember her name, but she was like this beautiful woman, and she was a young lady, and she seemed like she had been doing this for just a little bit of time, but she was good and she was special, and she was one of the teachers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be her. Yeah.
Did you ever have to kick anyone's ass?
Oh yeah, we had the guys. They do the whole thing like where they say terrible things to you, to
provoke you.
Well, to me, basically, because if it happens in real life and they say you can get shocked and it weakens you because you're like so in shock. I can't believe he just called me that. He said he's going to do. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Right.
So they get you, so that you're not like completely taken by surprise. So yeah, they'll say terrible things to you. They do drugged assailant so that they're harder to knock out. I don't know how these guys know how to judge what would be a knockout hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
they know.
But yeah.
But you never had to use it in real life?
No, no. And I find that that really, if you get in a pinch, I really think that biting is the way to go.
Yeah.
I don't see.
You can get in there?
I think it's I mean, like, I could do everything. I could learn how to do a lot of things, but I don't know.
Biting. When
you're a tiny little girl, you learn that biting works.
Yeah.
I dated this guy who was a sort of wrestler, and I would like to wrestle. He'd wrestle me, and he'd be always trying to teach me. And I wanted to learn how to wrestle, but it was too fun to just bite, just bite him, and it would just all go to shit.
Yeah, over.
He'd be like, ah!
Yeah, I win.
Just do something shocking.
It works. It was a hummingbird at the window. It went away.
Hummingbirds. I have a lot of pictures of hummingbirds because I went through like a month, I guess it was. There was this hummingbird that made a nest in my yard.
Yeah.
And I got a camera.
Yeah.
And I have some amazing. I have footage of baby hummingbirds.
Yeah.
Pooping off the side of the nest, because when I saw the eggs.
Yeah.
I started reading about baby hummingbirds, and I read that they will do anything to avoid having poop in their nest, which makes sense.
Sure.
But I thought about it, and I thought, how are they going to do that?
Yeah.
And when you picture it, you picture like these tiny baby hummingbirds stumbling around trying to poop off the side of the nest. And I was like, I have to see that. And I spent all my time. This is what I did with my time.
Yeah. The 2 years.
Yeah.
You're in.
This is like a month, but this is the kind of shit that happens to me, that I'll get obsessed with something. Like, I got obsessed with an abandoned house for a while, and then there's this hummingbird.
But this was the hummingbird
and they
project.
all have big lessons, and it's a big.
So the hummingbird project was to capture the babies pooping.
Well, it was just, I was excited to watch a lot of the growing up, because they were so close to my.
Well, how did they do it?
I have footage.
Yeah.
I got 2 movies of it happening. And they basically just, they position themselves with their butt up.
Yeah.
Because usually their heads are up because they're waiting for the food constantly.
Right.
Their little beaks are just sticking up.
Yeah.
And but then they'll just kind of, you'll see like this little kind of quiver.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes after the moms feed them, and they kind of quiver, and then they'll kind of shift around, and then press record, and then go out there, press record, and climb up the ladder, and then they just put their butt up and they projectile
right over the nest,
and in slow motion. If you go like frame by frame, and then you see like it's. I think this is really interesting that it spreads out. The arc of it looks exactly like a feather. Yeah. If you pause it in mid motion of like the poop comes out and it's white.
Yeah. But it just sprays and it falls like a feather?
Yeah. Like how everything just
So once you captured that, were you done with it?
No, what happened was I've been climbing up a ladder with my camera like right near these guys. Their mom has seen me. I go away when she comes. I don't go out there when she feeds them. I don't go out there when they're practicing flying.
Right.
I don't go out there and disturb anything. I only go out there when she goes away right after she's fed them, when they're going to poop or when they're sleeping or whatever. And they've seen me since before I was there, before their eyes opened. So they've always seen me. So they're not afraid of me.
Right.
And the mom has sat when sometimes she's come back, early, and I don't know it, and then I notice that she's sitting there watching me. So I know that she knows that I'm there. So after a couple of weeks, I'm like, they know me. I'm cool. And I read that hummingbirds can apparently recognize faces, and they come back to the same place. Yeah. And there had been a hummingbird nest there before. So this hummingbird knows me. Obviously, he's come back to the same spot. And so this one day on Independence Day, I walked out there. And I had had a drink or two because compulsively, not really alcoholically, I had to quit drinking for a while, and I quit drinking on this day for a few months.
So this was
because I felt that I had killed these hummingbirds. Because I didn't kill them. They didn't. I don't know what happened to them, but I prompted them to fly away. I walked outside. Every day.
Yeah.
But today I walked outside
drunk.
Yeah. And whatever. I mean, that just made me more emotional and more like whatever. But it wasn't because I was drunk or anything. I didn't do anything different.
I wasn't verbally abused the hummingbird.
No, I didn't do anything. Maybe they were
Get
up on.
Get the fuck out of here!
They were. It was after. This was like 3. They were at the time when they're supposed to.
Yeah. Fly away.
Fly away. Yeah. And I read later that the mom's supposed to push them off if they don't go away. But what happened was the mom went away, and I was like, I'm going to go out and film them. But then they were on the branch, and when I came out, they just flew away. And it was like all of a sudden gone after 3 weeks. Every day, obsessed with them. Every day, sitting in my kitchen looking at them through the window, or out there really looking at them. I mean, I have pictures of me holding the branch when the wind was really heavy, and they fall asleep while I'm like filming them. Yeah. And they sometimes reach for my finger for food or whatever, and then all of a sudden they flew away, and I was like, whoa, I didn't see where they went. Like I've never seen them fly. Yeah. And so I read later on that that they actually hold on if they're not able to fly. They hold on when they exercise their wings so that they don't get carried away.
So it was time to go.
So if they flew off, then it was But I did what the mom was supposed to do. So when the mom came back, I went out there and I was looking for them. When the mom came back, she goes crazy. She's looking around for them. She's looking everywhere. And I'm sitting like eye level with her because of where my kitchen counter is and where the window is. Like I can look through and I'm at eye level with her. And so she's like looking, she's darting around. And then I swear this little fucking, this hummingbird who knows me, who knows that I know her kids, swivels and comes right up to the window and looks right at me like, where are they?
Yeah.
And I lost my shit. I didn't know. I was like, I felt so horrible. They flew away. Oh my God, yeah. I quit drinking because I had to. I was like, I have to do something that I should do that I always say I should do
to honor the mother hummingbird
to make it so. To make this into something good.
Clearly, I was in charge of those children.
I have to do something. Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I mean, I just feel like no. You have to make that have a purpose.
Sure, but you felt guilty for some reason.
Yes, because at the time, and if I'm sure that if my brother were to be listening, if he can hear me right now, or I don't know, whatever, but he would be laughing because he was laughing at me then, going, you didn't scare them away, like. And
you did the research and you found that it was natural. You weren't at fault.
Yes.
Is that when you started drinking again?
No, I stopped. No, what was great is I stopped drinking. I drink now.
Yeah.
I had a drink before I came here.
It's okay.
I also thought it would be a good time to learn how to do a show without having a drink before the show.
So the hummingbird sort of provoked you to stop drinking, and then you were like,
monthly shows at Largo.
Oh, okay.
Also, at which I was able to say on stage, the record has been. Somebody said, "Do a new song," and I said, "I forgot to play them because the record's been done for a fucking year."
Right.
Because I knew that somebody would fucking put that on the internet, and then something would happen, and it worked.
And they put the record out. Mm-hmm. Why were they holding the record?
They weren't holding it. There was no president.
Oh, so it was a political thing within the company.
Yeah, for like a long time.
Who produced this record?
Me and Charlie Drayton.
And so John Bryan had nothing to do with this one.
Well, I mean, I talked to him about it before. He listened to stuff, and he's been, he's on my team all the time, like as a, just confidant.
So when you were 19 when you did your first record, right? Or 18?
18, I think.
And it was fucking huge. And you were huge.
Was I?
Yeah. It's not large. You've always been.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah. Really? Was I obese?
You fat?
Yeah. But
I am, aren't I? Oh.
But did that, like, before you got huge, like, I can't even imagine, because I talked to people in here before who, almost, within a year become larger, so popular that I don't understand how they deal with it. I mean, during that year that you were touring that first album, did you explode or lose it? Or
well, I just asked you, right? Well, I was going to say something, and I actually have a funny story that relates to this, because I just had to ask you, like, I was asking honestly, like, you actually think that I was huge then?
Yeah.
Like, I really, like, that was a big success, that album. I was like, it was famous.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I didn't, I knew that, like, I knew when people were being mean to me, and I knew that, like, that I was being misquoted. I knew that what I was.
But you knew you had hit songs and people loved you.
No.
Really?
No, I had no, I didn't know about that stuff.
How did you not know that? I mean,
because
you weren't 10.
Because I didn't ever pay. I purposefully didn't ever read anything about myself. I didn't ever read reviews. I didn't ever. I mean, actually, well, with music wise, I'm not worried about reviews. I know I'm right.
Right.
Whatever they say, it's their opinion, fine.
Right.
I know I'm good, and I know that.
But you knew when you went on tour
right,
that, thousands of people were like, fuck yeah.
No.
You were performing for them, weren't you?
I don't go to concerts. I don't know what I was thinking, I mean, really, I was so fucked. I mean, I was so not like fucked up, like I was totally like clean. I wasn't like I wasn't drinking at all. I wasn't on drugs or anything like that. But I mean, I was so obsessive in my own little world of things that I don't know what the hell I was thinking about the audience, or I mean, I still pretend that they're not there because I feel like that's the best thing to do for them,
just to focus in on what you're doing,
to go through something and let them. And I think that ignoring them is my part in our relationship.
Detach with love.
Yes, well, because it's you. I mean, otherwise, it's not really. Then I'm performing,
right?
If I'm acknowledging.
So you were able just to keep a narrow focus on what you were doing and just detach.
I guess so. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking then.
You really don't?
I was probably just thinking, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here and go to the hotel and try to open every door in the hallway, which is something that I used to have to do.
As an OCD thing?
Yeah. Always try to get into the main, like any kind of like maintenance room or something like that.
The roof?
Yeah, just yeah.
And
whatever you see.
If you could get into a maintenance room, would you go in the maintenance room?
Yes, I would have to. I didn't want to.
What'd you do in the maintenance room? Just stand there?
Look at everything. See every single thing inside.
Was it relaxing?
No. No, that's not how it is. It's not like I love doing this. It's like I have to do this. I have to.
So that was a ritual. You'd get off stage, you'd run away from the venue, you'd go to your room, but you'd check every door in the hallway on your way to your room. And if the maintenance room was open, you'd go into the maintenance room and look at the machinery. Well,
yeah, but they were hardly ever open, first of all. And also, the opening of doors would happen in the middle of the night, when we'd pull in with the bus.
Yeah.
So I could do it gently. So it wasn't like and I wouldn't have to do the whole floor. And I was tired enough so that I wasn't like that, But if I did leave the hotel like on a day off and then came back, then I would really have to then I'd be alert and I'd have to
do all the doors.
Yeah.
What other things do you have to do?
My main thing is faces.
What does that mean?
Seeing faces in my head while I do certain things. And nowadays, here's the thing. Now I just like, if I get stressed out, and I do take medication, I'm not going to say what medication, but medication helps, but it doesn't, you never really, unless you just over medicate, you never, it's there. And when you get stressed out.
For the OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let myself do something like ridiculous if I know that it's just right there, and it's if that leads to everything else. It used to be that like if I did one thing, then I'm in the world.
Like what?
Like if I walk over the threshold of in a doorway, or if I walk water, many things, most things have to do with ablutions and eating. Anything food or having to do with cleanliness, you know.
Yeah.
Like actually, well, with food, it's more of like colors of food. If things don't look right, like I'm I've had. You could call it an eating disorder, but it wouldn't be like because I was trying to avoid foods that were fattening. It was because I couldn't either decide what to eat, or the color wasn't right of this thing. Like I would eat something that was more fattening if it was the right color,
right.
But they also have to be pure. Like I can't have too many ingredients.
Right.
And there is a picture of it in my head.
Right.
And there's a picture of the day, and the day has a shape, and
right.
and the colors and the shapes. It's like it's an issue of like that's not the right shape.
Right.
It doesn't fit into the shape of the day that I have in my head.
Right.
It needs to be that way. It's like
yeah.
it's like a Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like I need to have this shape.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You're building the mountain.
Yeah, and and I know it's pointless, but I need it.
Right.
So it'll affect, like with food, it'll affect like the colors of the food that I eat. Have to be what's right. And with clothing too. Even though I'm not like a fucking fashion horse or whatever, clothes horse.
Yeah.
Clothes are so important to me. The funniest fucking home video of me ever is when I'm like 5 years old, and it lasts about 10 minutes, and and James Galway is playing in the background, and I'm making this costume, which I was always doing like with construction paper and tape, and I'm the whole time my sister's dancing around, just enjoying the music and dancing around. The whole time I'm not ready yet because I'm just keep on taping this thing. This tape is not right on my knee. This construction needs
could never
to go
finish
there.
it. Yeah,
could never finish it. Finally finish it.
Yeah,
take one spin, fall flat on my face.
All that work.
Build up. It was like it was scripted. It's so funny to me.
Do you have more of a handle on this shit now?
Yeah, because I came to learn more about the brain.
Yeah.
And to see it as more of you gotta put it in its place.
Yeah.
And
right, you can make choices.
Because the problem
choices.
with me with like faces, like because I would have to like if the
what
water.
What is the faces thing? I don't
faces.
understand.
If I think of I would always think of faces when I was doing something, crossing a threshold in a room. When I would turn on the shower, when the water hits the floor of the shower, when I put shampoo in my hair, when the shampoo touches my hair.
You got to think of a face.
When the soap, even when I wash my dog.
Like whose face?
I don't have to do that now. I mean, now I'm talking about it, so you'll probably send me into like.
But like, what kind of face would you have to see?
People that I know, or it will always be the thing that happens that it would make me have to repeat things is I see the wrong face. Yeah. So I would see the face of somebody, say that like I had like this night at Largo when I felt like I had been inadvertently rude to Paul F. Tompkins, and it bothered me later. Like then I would probably see Paul F. Tompkins' face,
right,
when the water hit the floor,
and that'd be the wrong face,
and I would have to think of somebody else's face, who I was getting along with.
So you have to turn the water off and on again.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's people that are you just don't want to think about.
And you think this is just a chemical thing, or can you trace it back? How long have you been doing that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, I couldn't wear anything with seams when I was a kid. My outfit when I was like a toddler was like I had to wear like tube socks and like
why? Because they just
seams. I very sensitive to
the way they felt, or the idea of them.
The way they felt.
Okay.
Just I didn't. I'm still very particular about like what clothes feel like.
Now, when you play music or write songs, did it get you away from this? Is there some sort of reprieve? I mean, does this drive your creativity? Yeah. Do you know what I mean, though? I mean, because like, clearly your brain is, overactive and constantly seeking order. Like, what's the songwriting process then? Does it come in like just sort of blasts?
Yes. The songwriting thing is in blasts. I mean, I think that I'm thinking about it all the time. But in terms of like music and being at the piano, that's in blast now. It used to be different But when it became, before there were words, it was different.
Yeah.
That was before the world, had its way,
When you were just playing.
Yeah, when I was like a really good work ethic and was just jolly about like, let me show you what I've constructed here.
Just on the piano.
Yes. Long pieces. And the singing part, it first started because I wrote a song for my friend, but I think that I started writing because I would always get into the situation. I have really unique parents, including a stepfather that raised me in New York, and my dad raised me when I was out here, and my mom. They're very wonderful people, and there's lots of laughter in my home growing up. Also lots of passion, lots of screaming and fighting and crying and laughing and
So your parents got divorced and your mom got married.
Well, my parents were never married. My dad and my mom were never married.
Okay.
But when they split up, my mom met a guy when I was 4.
Yeah.
And
what'd he do?
He was 24. And he became an accountant, but he plays guitar, and he's not an accountant anymore. He does I don't have the proper title. Sorry, Birdface.
You don't know what he does?
He does something for parties. Like he has like party equipment. Like he rents like virtual reality kind of stuff.
So he's in the entertainment equipment rental
Robert
business.
Pressman. Oh, he would be so mad at me. Yeah, I mean, this has all happened. He has a different family now, and so this has happened. This is his different life. When he was my stepfather, he was an accountant.
Okay, and he was around for how long?
From when I was 4 to about 16.
But everybody loved you, and there was a lot of laughing and playing and fighting, and it was all very exciting. And you started singing. Yes,
but I was the person that would walk into the room and you'd hear, well, "Here comes Miss Sunshine."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In a sarcastic way?
Yes.
You're heavy-hearted?
And I was
Were you a terror?
I wasn't a terror. I was just, I didn't like anybody. I didn't like anything. Like, I would say, my stepfather Robert used to say that I should have we need to get you a t-shirt and it'll say "I hate" on the top, and then you can just fill it in for the rest of your life.
So is that when you started writing songs? Or vocalizing stuff?
Also, just because of being the youngest all the time everywhere, I can just remember just feeling like I have so many important things to say and no one will listen to me. And I just remember hearing so many times like, "You're fucking 12,
Yeah.
And I just be like, "No," or they'd be having fun. And, there was like lots of, sorry guys, but it's true. I did do the counseling, marriage counseling with my mom and my stepfather a lot, and then we'd have a fight about me and I couldn't be listened to. And so I think that I learned after a while that like, okay, stop trying to be heard in the fight. Go to your room, write a speech, a kick-ass speech, come back later, read it to them, set it down.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Please sit down.
It really was.
And was that really the first time you were able to expressively write? Was these speeches to put your parents in their place?
I wrote short stories and stuff, but that was, I guess it was. I don't remember how many times I did it, and I'm wondering now, like, I don't think my mom will hear this, but like, I wonder if she would even remember hearing the speeches.
Do you remember them?
I wish I could. I don't know. I used to write. I wrote so many declarations of things. I used to be so cool with like writing. I would think about big issues. I would like cut class, but I would go to the library and I would read about stuff. I remember reading about the Janes. I'll read about the Janes.
Yeah.
With their fan and with the bugs and stuff, and I would write it and I would think about it, and then I would be up in my little loft bed late at night and I'd be writing about my opinion about life after death or whatever, and I'd figure out what I knew about things, and I really early on I because of quote books of philosophers, I thought that philosophers just come up with quotes.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm a philosopher. I want to be a philosopher. I want to come up with quotes.
So you wrote some quote books.
Yeah, songs are pretty good for that.
Sure.
So are jokes.
So and poetry too. I mean, that's what poetry is. So yeah, and jokes too. That's true. So you were you just crunch it down. You it's almost like an equation, a truth equation.
Yes.
Where you just sort of minimize it, you cut it down. You're like, it's almost like a riddle, and it's like, oh, it's all right there.
Yeah, and it all for me is an issue of that. Everything is the same. It's like everything's a fractal. Everything you can compare everything to everything. I'm always looking for how this relates to like. For me, it's usually like, how does the working of the making of a bookcase relate to what just happened in my life with my boyfriend?
Right.
But you can do that. You can totally find
break it down.
Yeah, break it down to the thing. Yeah.
So
that's amusing, and that's.
It's like mechanics and structure.
And it's like, I understand. Yeah, I understand how this shit works.
So that's where you build the metaphor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and why metaphors are so satisfying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially if they hit and they're just right. Boom.
Right, because, and that actually does make sense because, we got this language that we take for granted but that is really also a little bit, has too much credit because we've got these words that, like I hate the fact of I hate thinking about, did you love this person? I was in love with this person. For me, I don't think that, every single relationship that you have is a completely different species of love.
Right.
It's not the same thing ever. So it's like, have you been in, you can, and for me, that never dies. It changes into a different kind of thing. For me,
anybody, even if you're not with them anymore.
Yeah, well, for me, usually for me, I'm always like, it just matters a lot to me how they're doing.
Right. Well, in terms of expressing with each person, the dynamic's going to be different. So, and each person is their own different country. So the love is sort of like a whole different state of interaction. So you don't find that you don't find yourself in relationships with a similar type of dynamic. Everyone's just completely different, and you see everything as a different thing.
Well, I mean, every person, the feeling is a different thing.
Sure.
For me, it's not like I don't get it when people are talking about relationships, and you can't help but compare one to the other.
Sure.
Because you notice what you like now that you were missing before you didn't realize, or that you miss now that you were getting that you didn't realize.
Right. Yeah.
You can't help but notice that, and you should. But really, to compare relationships is like, or to rate them, or is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
It's like because they're completely different experiences.
Yeah.
It's the in love that I had with this person is not at all the in love that I had with this person. First of all, because I wasn't me then. I was that person then. I mean,
do you think in the future you're going to be somebody else again? Like no matter what, you keep changing. Well, so there's nowhere to judge yourself against?
In 5 minutes I will be. On the ride home, I'll be different.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll be different. But yeah, I mean, I'll be.
So when you write these songs, when you have these relationships, because it seems like your brain, even in the OCD, I think OCD in its purest form is about control and problem solving. Does your songwriting seem to put things into context for you? I mean, is it that personal?
Well, there's different reasons why I would write songs, why I do write songs. A lot of it is a lot of it comes from just an earnest desire to say something to somebody real that won't allow me to say it to them in person, or who hasn't understood me properly yet. And then
giving a speech to your parents.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I just need it to have it said right out there in the world.
Right.
Because maybe you don't understand now, but I need the truth to be told.
Right.
I mean, when I made my first record, I really did think that was going to solve everything, because I thought that this will be this is me. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
let's skip it all. And if you like this, then let's be best friends forever. And I'll always be loyal and let's hug. And, that's what I wanted.
So you created a lot of best friends, way more than you probably could have ever handled.
Well, that's not what happened. Now it seems to be what happened was what I mean, I'm enjoying myself now, like having like people receive me for interviews. I come and meet people and sit down and they don't have that smirk look on their face anymore for some reason that they used to have. When I was so that you'd sit down and they'd be like, so it's interesting. I was talking to my friend the other day, and we were talking about you, and we were like, it's so interesting. Why does everybody hate you? It's so funny. Like, people would just come to your. I know a lot of people that just went to your show just to see if you would break down and do something totally ridiculous. Just that kind of stuff. That kind of attitude where you're like,
it's gone.
I think that actually the people. I don't care anymore, so I think I don't notice so much.
But also, your body of work speaks for itself, and you've kept up a
finally. I mean, nobody ever said anything bad about my music.
Right. They just thought you were nutty.
I kind of wish they had, because then I would have actually really stood up for myself.
Well, what was going on with you where you have these sort of meltdowns and stuff on stage?
I'm a human being.
Yeah, but I mean, in the moment,
I didn't have meltdowns.
No, you would leave.
No, I wouldn't leave. I did once at Roseland.
Oh, it was just once?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only left once, and I felt bad.
But what happened in that moment?
In that moment, I couldn't physically stop crying because everything was so wrong in life at that very moment, and having to get on that stage at that moment in my life. And then and then I couldn't hear myself, and there was this I can't remember who had played there the night before, but they had cleaned the place because everybody had thrown up in the front row, and so they cleaned it with ammonia, and there was this smell. It was just it was like a perfect storm of sensory and real
yeah, I get it.
Dragging across the coals. You know?
Yeah.
Just awful. Everything smelled bad and tasted bad. And I was not gonna be doing a good show, and
You're entitled to one. I'm not doing this.
Thank you. I made it up. I made up the show, and I learned from it.
Yeah, people are fucking piranhas. They're vultures. They just want to rip something.
I mean,
up
I really had no choice at that time, though. Really, I for like an hour afterwards, I can't say everything that was going on.
Yeah,
I can't say
relationship stuff.
Well, anything that involves any other human beings,
all right.
is
Sure.
is a dangerous territory to start talking about things when you're complaining.
Right. Yeah. But you're better now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like actually I love Roseland, the story, because I love saying Roseland now, because I remember
that was a bottom of some kind, correct?
Oh, the world was done, and I was just starting a tour.
For which album?
I guess the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was already kind of under.
The expectations were high.
No, I was already under like attack for shit. Not under attack, but
like what?
This is so funny. Like,
she's back and she's not.
I could have said none of this, and you would think that I was just always totally successful and loved and everything. It's just my perception of things. I'm coloring your perception of me now. Now you know me as the person that everyone hates because I'm telling you that I am.
No, look, I you're a person that obviously has struggles within herself and is misunderstood.
But is this fucking more noticeable with me than other people? I don't understand.
I think that when you're intense and you're brilliant and you have a certain passion to you, when you want to be, you're wide open and you're delivering the goods. And what that means also is that you're as vulnerable as you can be. So for you to be at your best and for you to be thoroughly expressing yourself, you are wide open. So when someone is wide open, that means assholes are going to be like, and they're going to poke at it.
Yeah. But
it's a vulnerability that you bring that's necessary for you to fucking be great.
But I think that I'm not worried about it though, because I mean that just has to happen a few times, and you have to like feel really terrible. And I mean, like, yeah, people poke at you, but I don't think that I can help it. I don't, because I don't. Here's an analogy of the physical version of this. At my house, about twice a year, we have to fix the faucets, every handle on everything.
Yeah.
People can't open the bottles that I close, and I don't know that I'm doing this with things.
Yeah.
And I don't feel tense all the time. But I do things really hard, and it's like my brother kind of does that too. Like he sits things down really hard, but I like do things quiet, hard. Like I don't know that I'm doing it, and so sometimes I'm like I'm actually curious. Like, did I seem? Am I intense? Was I too? Because like I got told a lot when I was a kid, by people who didn't want to be my friend anymore that I was too intense, and I don't doubt that I was, but I didn't feel like I was being. And people in the street would be like, "Smile,"
yeah.
like, "Why am I the fucking person that says?" You know,
yeah. Some people, I don't know. Like I have similar issues. I'm not a beacon of light all the time.
where your resting face isn't a smile.
Yeah,
then
no,
you're
I always look a little cranky or a little angry or a little in my head or a little too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there are just some people. I've grown to believe it's some sort of hypersensitivity, and you know, some people can pull their shit together and behave properly in public. Other people, it's not going to happen.
That's why I like to do this thing where when you see a really old person whose face looks really mean, this is a fun game to play, is to smile really, really big at them, because half the time they actually, you think they're just going to like keep on scowling, but it's just because they're old and they've scowled a lot in their life, or they're just wrinkled. Right. But all of a sudden, out of that face, they'll be like, "Yay!" Yeah. And they'll smile so nicely at you, and it feels, it's like, it sounds so stupid,
very rewarding.
But yeah, totally rewarding. And when they don't, you can be like, nasty old fucker, fuck you.
Look, you know, sometimes, you know, the world weighs differently on different people. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, but you're happy with the record.
I love the record.
Well,
I love the record.
Well, I'm so glad that you're, you know, evolving and you seem to be very self-aware of all this shit that might have brought you down before.
Yeah. Well, I think that the key is that you have to know that you're going to be down again.
Keep fighting. You
just got, just know how to get yourself out of it, and remember that you're going to be down again after this. I wonder what I find that if I'm worried about one thing, it's good to have something else to worry about after that.
The distracting worry. Yeah. You want to plan ahead.
Yeah. Don't worry about this shit. You got so much shit to go through for the rest of your life. This is just one thing, and in a few years you're going to think this was easy. So just
But do you ever have like, can you stop the noise?
Can you stop the rain from falling?
I
just did some People Bryson.
Do you ever like stop the noise? Do you have any peace?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you for talking to me.
Okay, that's our show, people. That entire conversation was a surprise to me. I didn't, it came about in a very organic way. You know, I've been in touch with Fiona before. I knew she had a new record out. She texted me about something, about a song, I don't know what. And I said, let's do the show. And I knew that with someone like her, that, it would be an impulsive thing. And that's what you got. It was an impulsive, wonderful conversation. I'm so glad she came by. I hope you enjoyed that. Just go to WTFpod.com for all your WTF needs. Get some merchandise, kick in a few shekels, get the premium app, see who's been on the show, maybe do a little commenting. Try to be nice if it's possible for you commenters. Some of you are, some of you, I don't know. What else? JustCoffee.coop. Sure, I'll do this. Pow! Whoa! Look out. I just shit my pants. Did I do the wait for it? Wait for it. Yeah, throw that in. Mix it up. Put it at the beginning in your head right now. JustCoffee.coop. Available at WTFpod.com. As I said before, I'll be at Nashville. I will be at Nashville. I'll be in Nashville at Zanies, July 20th and 21st. I will be at the Steve Allen Theater at the Tripany House this Tuesday. That is the 17th. Working out the new business. Trying to. And aside from that, I'll be at Montreal just for Last Festival. So if you want to find me there, we're doing a live WTF there and doing a stand-up show, and I'm taping a gala set, and that's where we're at. Oh, I'm fucking congested. All right, now let's continue our performance piece. Boomy. Boomer. Boomy.